Hey, what's up, guys? Let's get into this live. Thank you guys so much for joining. All right. Let's see. We got a few topics that we want to run through. Thanks for showing up for the pop in. I see Sweet Essence. Thanks for being in the building. All right. Everything said in this video is alleged and in my opinion. Let me turn my other light on, y'all. Hold on. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Okay, let's get into it. Hey, Grandma 504, thanks for being here. Let's get into the show, honey, because we do have one. All right. All right, so let's get into this Diddy news, y'all, because Diddy is out here diddying. Diddy is diddying. All right. I know the Diddy trial is up. We got to get into the testimony of Cassie. I know Cassie got on the stand today and she told a lot of things in this Diddy case. So we're going to get into it. As I told you guys, I will be following the Diddy and Cassie case, the Diddy case. Cassie actually got on the stand today. Y'all know she is 9 months pregnant, so she is set to give birth to her baby any day now. So I hope this today was not really stressful for her, but it was a lot of deep stuff that they talked about in terms of she and Diddy's relationship. Well, I ain't even gonna call it relationship because clearly her testimony proved that she was being trafficked. He got her when she was 21 years old, and from there he just really like dogged her out and had her really sleeping with strangers and taking her across state lines and making her participate in different sexual things that she did not want to. So let's get into what was said, because baby in my TLC voice. Let's get into it. All right. This says, so Cassie reveals alleged freak-offs and became a job. She said that the freak-offs were a job. She said that there was no time to do anything else but do them and then try to recover, meaning the freak-offs. All right. So some of these freak-offs, you guys, as you'll see as we're reading into this, last up to 3 to 4 days. Okay, so imagine being made to be sexually active for 3 to 4 days. And on top of that, you're on drugs, not to something that you want to do, but something that you made to do, and you're having to recover, get IVs to kind of get your system back up right, only for you have to be made to do that again. Okay, so this was a very hard situation for her. So mind you, she was sleeping with strangers that she did not know. Let's get into her testimony. All right. Shout out to Hollywood Unlocked. According to Inner City Press, let's get into it. So Alsa, I think that's his name, Alsa, says it. What was his lifestyle like? Meaning Diddy. So Cassie, who is Ventura, says that he had all these assistants that he could get things done. So he traveled quite a bit. Also then asks Cassie, says that what's this photo? Cassie then responds by saying, Sean and I at a strip club in New York, like 2007 or 2008 on Halloween. So also then asks, how did Sean's mood vary? And says, how did it vary day to day? So also then asks, when it swung, could you describe it? So Cassie then responded by saying anger and then zoning out. So then also then asked her, how did it impact you? And Cassie responded by saying, greatly. The next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face. She said that there was also psychological abuse. She said that he told me to watch my mouth and then change my face. So he was treating her like a child, it sounds like. Let me put my trigger warning banner up, child, because I don't want nobody to feel triggered while we're going through these testimonies. All right. So also then asked Cassie, says that, did you see other men? Cassie responded by saying yes. Also then says that, did Sean see other women? Cassie responded by saying yes. He said, I am Puff Daddy, meaning he can do what he want to do, that I was insanely jealous. So also then asked Cassie, did you move to LA with him? Cassie says yes. He wanted to be close to his kids who were there, meaning in LA. Also then asked Cassie, says that, where did you live in LA? She gives her address, 875 Comstock Avenue, Wilshire Corridor, condos. Also then asked, how tall was the building? Cassie says no more than 17 floors. Also then asked, where does Sean live? She gives his address, 200 South Mapleton. Says that Sean would use a golf cart to get back and forth. This is what Cassie is saying. Also then said that, how many songs did you write while with Sean? Cassie says hundreds. Most were never released. Some got leaked on the internet, some on mixtapes. So also then asked, how many albums on your deal were not released? Cassie said 9 because, as you guys know, she was signed to a 10 album deal, which she only put out 1. And the rest she never put out because then she was allegedly trafficked. So also then asked, did you get paid for them? And Cassie said no. Okay, so mind you, she signed a contract. She was supposed to get paid for each of those albums. Diddy locked her in that contract, never paid her. Same thing happened to Dawn from Dirty Money. Okay, she got locked in a contract, did all these songs, wrote songs, performed on these songs, and was never paid. So this is his MO. So Cassie then says that the freak offs became a job, that there was no time to do anything else but do them and try to recover. So also then asks, how much time in your week would freak offs take? Cassie reveals the longest was 4 days, significant periods of time. Okay. All right, so let's stop sharing here and get to the next one because they're not all bridged together. So I went through and pulled the testimony on these so that we can get through it. Child, this is a lot. Oh, Lord. I can't imagine. Can't imagine. All right, so it says that Cassie continues to speak on the stand. Singer explains relationship timeline, alleges that he introduced her to Blue Dolphin ecstasy and the oral. Okay, y'all know. All right, so let's get into it, honey. Let's get into it. This is getting deep. All right, so also says that I've handed a GXB. Do you recognize it? Cassie says, yes, I've reviewed this drive. It has communication and documents pertaining to Mr. Combs. Also then says, did you review photos on it? Cassie reveals, yes. Also says that, what's this photo? Cassie says, me in 2004 with Carrie Morgan. So also then asked that, when did you sign with Bad Boy Records? Cassie says 2006. It was a 10 album deal, as I just told you guys. Also then says that, did you release any after late 2006? Cassie said no. Also says that, who's in this photo? Cassie reveals Kim Porter. Said that she was Sean's ex from before me and the mother of his children. Also says that, where did you celebrate your birthday in this photo? Cassie reveals, we are out on this patio on my 21st birthday at the VMAs. Also says that, what happened then? Cassie says that Sean kissed me in the bathroom and I ran back to my hotel and I told Carrie. Okay. Also then asked, when you got back to New York, and Cassie then says that I'd visit him in the Trump Tower in Columbus Circle. His apartment was being renovated. So also then asked Cassie, what were you going? That don't make sense. With your music, what were you doing with your music career? I think that's what they meant. Cassie then says that trying to come up with a concept, but Sean called all the shots. Sean meaning Sean Diddy Combs. Okay. Diddy called all the shots as related to her, the concept of her music and her direction and where it was going. So also then asked that, what is the age difference between you and Sean? Cassie says 17 years. Also then asked, how did you feel when Sean invited you to hotels? Cassie says nervous, excitement that we're going to talk about music. He introduced me to the oral sex. She says that I didn't understand it. She was young when she met him. So also then says, did you visit Sean in Miami? Cassie reveals, yes, I went to Carrie Morgan. I went with Carrie Morgan and Dallas Austin. Y'all know who Dallas Austin is. Dallas Austin is the baby daddy of Chili from TLC. And he also helped write and put together a lot of TLC's biggest hits. And he also grew up with Kim Porter, and they were best friends prior to Kim Porter meeting and getting involved with Diddy. Okay. They met in Atlanta because she grew up there before moving to New York. All right. So also then says that, what did you and Sean do together? Cassie responds by saying sexual intercourse, says that he gave me Blue Dolphin ecstasy on a boat. Also then says that, had you once before taken ecstasy intentionally? It looks like she said unintentionally. I'm sorry, taking the ecstasy unintentionally. Cassie says yes. Also then asked it, how did you take ecstasy unintentionally? And Cassie reveals that it was in Gatorade. So it's given that Diddy gave her said ecstasy, but he put it in her drink to where she did not know. And the next thing she knew, she was feeling giddy. So also then asked, when you took it in intentionally with Sean, how did you feel? Cassie says, like rolling. Also then asked, at the time, what did you think? And Cassie reveals that that we were spending a lot of time together. All right. So Ventura then says, which is Cassie, says that I thought we were monogamous. Also says it wasn't made public. Cassie says, no, I was his artist. Says it also his family and his children. So also says that who was linked to him publicly. And she responds, Kim Porter. So Cassie was like this girlfriend, even though she was seen in public with Diddy a lot. It was understood that Kim Porter was the number one, that she would never replace Kim. Kim was the number one. Cassie was just like the pretty girl, you know, arm candy. Not to saying that Kim Porter was not beautiful, because she was, but y'all know Diddy, he likes those mixed looking girls with the long, you know, fair skin, long hair. So that's who he chose over Kim Porter. And Kim was not down for that, because she's like, nigga, I'm having all these kids for you, and here you are stepping out publicly with Cassie and continuously disrespecting me. The same thing he did with Jennifer Lopez on Kim Porter. The same thing he did with Kim Porter's best friend, who he had their daughter Chase with. So it's child. Diddy has a type. So also asked, and how did Sean treat you at the time? Cassie said we had fun. Okay. All right. There's more, child. I'm trying to get all these questions out that was asked in the trial. Because, child, this is a lot. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall up in there. I would love to see Diddy's reaction while Cassie was sitting up there testifying. And I know he was mad to see her sitting up there pregnant, because y'all know she is married. This is her third baby. She's having a girl, I heard. So, or a boy. She's having a boy, because she already has 2 girls. So she's having a boy this time around. So this may be, you know, this may complete her family. I don't know. But yeah. So also then asked, any other use of candle wax? Cassie reveals, says it a few times poured on my body. So also says that who set the temperature of the room? Cassie says, Sean. Says, I was expected to do freak offs on my cycle. Hell no. Also says, did you want to do that? Cassie said no. So that proves that she was forced to do things in sexual nature that she did not want to do by Diddy. Okay, that's horrible to have a woman doing something like that on her cycle when she's supposed to be cleaning her body, and you have her laying with total strangers. That's sick as hell. But also then ask, why were you choking? Cassie then says that too much. How can I say this? Golden showers in her mouth. Y'all hear that? Again, they were asking her, why were you? She was saying too much golden showers in her mouth. Also then asked, who else golden showered on you? And Cassie responded by saying Sean, meaning Diddy. So also then asked, did you want Sean to golden shower on you? And Cassie then responded by saying, I didn't want anyone to golden shower on me. So that's something else she was made to do. Also then asked, how often did it happen? And Cassie says, often enough. Mind you, this is something that I did not say at the beginning. Mind you, Diddy's daughters, who are barely 18 years old, they're sitting in the courtroom listening to this, of their daddy doing this stuff to Cassie. Mind you, they knew Cassie. They interacted with Cassie. They were around Cassie. Cassie also was a friend. It turned out to be a friend with Kim Porter, who Diddy was actually cheating on Kim Porter with, which is so weird. So Diddy made Kim Porter become cool with Cassie because he wanted her to be around as well. Okay. Yeah. So he had her doing some very nasty, egregious things that she did not want to do. Golden showers here. And yeah, let's continue. Because child, on her cycle, y'all. Oh my God. So Austin asked, did you want to be golden showered on? The defense said objection. Judge said grounds, and the defense asked and answered. Okay, so the judge overruled it. Cassie says, no, I did not want it. So Austin asked, how did it feel? Ugh. Cassie says it was disgusting. It was too much. She said that I choked. She said that no one could think that I wanted that. Y'all, this shit is crazy. So Austin asked, which hotel charged the most for damage to the room? Cassie says the Intercontinental in New York. They redecorated the whole room for ridiculous money. Said that Asa asked then, said that back to the golden shower. Said that the judge then says that Miss Johnson says that only a few more questions, meaning Cassie, okay? Said that Asa asked then, said, why didn't you say so? Okay, meaning that she didn't like or want said activities done in the freak-offs. Cassie then responds by saying, it was obvious that I didn't want to be on the ground being golden showered on by two men. So Asa then asked Cassie, where did you find escorts? And Cassie then responded by saying, initially on Craigslist. So she was made at a very young age to go on Craigslist, meet random men, bring them back. She was made to do this. This is trafficking. Bring them back to whatever hotel that Diddy set up for, and these strangers would come in there and pretty much violate her, because if she did not want it, then it's a violation. So technically she was R-worded, if you think about it. Okay, she was being made to use certain things like ecstasy, and certain things were done to her that she did not approve of or give permission to. So that means that she was violated. She was young. She was 18, 19 years old when she met Diddy, and he took advantage of that. He took her career. He promised her a career to lock her in, and he then trafficked her. He was trying to do the same thing to some of the girls in Danity Kane too. If you guys go and look and read up on that, a few of the girls in Danity Kane actually found out that Diddy told Gene Deal that he was going to make them go out and do the same thing that he had Cassie doing. And Gene Deal had to tell Diddy, man, no, that's somebody's daughters. Like, nigga, you're not about to do this to these girls. That's what Gene Deal, who was Diddy's bodyguard at the time, had to let him know. No, you're not about to do that. So if it wasn't for Gene Deal maybe taking up for the girls in Danity Kane, then they probably would have been trafficked as well. Okay. Ain't it sad? He got daughters the same age. Now they're sitting in court hearing this about their father. Now, my thing is this, hearing how he was so aggressive and how he treated Cassie, my question to the kids now would be, do you think that your mother went through the same thing, if not worse? Because according to the book that we read, okay, the things that we talked about in this book and read in this book sound very parallel to what Cassie went through, okay? Kim Porter was made to have threesomes while she was pregnant with her twins. That's very dangerous. Did y'all know that? It's in the book. It's in the book. We read it right here. Okay. All right. Diddy needs to be locked up for life. Nigga, you got kids. All right, so let's continue, honey. I know this is kind of, I hope this is not triggering for anybody, but I told you guys I would cover this case. They are now talking about the trafficking part of the case. I know he's being charged for trafficking, prostitution, RICO, and sexual assault. I think it is. It's like 5 things. I think those are the 5. So now they're into the trafficking part of the case. And this is where Cassie comes in because she was trafficked. Okay. So it said that Cassie says that Diddy purposely made her call him her grandfather's name, which is Pop Pop. Says it also says, despite not wanting to do freak off, she pretended to enjoy them so that he wouldn't do them with someone else. All right. So let's get into it. Let's read what it says. Shout out to Neighborhood Talk. Says that Cassie testified in court that Diddy disrespectfully made her call him Pop Pop because that's what she called her grandfather. Says the name stuck through years of what she described as weekly freak-offs that left her feeling dirty, confused, and high on ecstasy, Molly, and the cocaine. Said that she told prosecutors the freak-offs happened weekly for years. Y'all hear this? Ending around 2017 or 2018. She says, I never slept, she says, adding that she stayed up on the drugianas. Says that when she asked if she remembered all of them, she replied, that would be impossible. So she would be out of her mind most of the time on whatever he had her on, just men after men after men after men coming in and violating her. So Cassie then said that she broke down saying that she wanted to stop. She says, I was humiliated. I'm sorry. She says, I didn't have those words then. She says, I couldn't talk to anyone about it. Then she starts crying. Mind you, she's pregnant. So this is very triggering. She's already emotional. You know how you're pregnant and emotional. When you're pregnant, you're already emotional. Every little thing is going to make you cry. But this is a lot for her to sit up there and talk about while she's carrying this baby. So said that she told him that she didn't want to anymore, but tried to bring it up gently because she didn't want him to get angry or do it with someone else. Okay. So she was tricked into, or maybe groomed into believing they were in a relationship when really he was just using her. That was not a relationship because he was seeing other people. Mind you, he was still having babies with other women. while he was still dealing with Cassie, while he was still dealing with Kim Porter. All right, so it says that she admitted that Diddy would be violent, and that's why she kept quiet. So said in one email shown in court that she told him, I really need to be intimate, but not intimate. Okay. That okay, explaining that she said it to please him. So he groomed her in terms of like the dirty talk and how to be aggressive, like doing bedroom antics and things of that nature in my in Martell voice, in order to please him, because she was afraid that if she did not, especially if he would get high, that he would put hands on her. So it said that when he asked if she wanted to stop, she said that she backpedaled out of fear. Okay. So yeah, this is too much, y'all. Oh my God. So this girl was literally dogged out. He really dogged her out. And this is a shame, as beautiful as she is. I remember when he made her cut her hair on the sides, I said maybe he wanted her to look like a boy, kind of like the R. Kelly situation. Y'all remember when R. Kelly made what's the child? Was it I can't remember her name. Something starts with a D. Anyway, made her cut her hair to where she looked like a boy. And I said that was him feeding his fetish because he liked men. We found out that R. Kelly liked men. And I feel like Diddy has a fetish for that as well. And he was using Cassie to fulfill his sexual desires, because he would sit back and watch all of these freak offs, and he would pleasure himself while watching her go through the pain and the agony of being with these men. And he would ask her to find these men on these websites and make sure that they had the BBC, which you guys know, the big black. So yeah, so she was made to do that and take and deal with the pain of whatever they inflicted on her for his sexual gratification. So yeah, that's sad. But Cassie was a beautiful girl, as you guys still is beautiful. But he degraded her. Like, nigga, you got a mama, you got daughters. So how would you feel if somebody did your daughters that way? You know. Let's get into day one. Shout out to Hip Hop Hip Hollywood. Okay. Now this is day one's recap. Said that the male escort claims that Diddy's violence against Cassie gave him ED. Okay, erectile dysfunction, I guess. All right. Let's get into it. Lord Jesus. Oh, y'all can hear? Y'all can hear? Hold on. I'll replay it. Hold on. Sorry. This shit got my mind just I'm so sorry. This whole situation. Some of this stuff I'm just reading for the first time. I just literally just pulled it, so I haven't really had a chance to digest it as well. So I'm just kind of like, all right, so let's get into it. Sorry.
All right, guys. So it's officially a wrap for day one of the Diddy trial. So let's do a quick recap. Earlier this morning, we had our jury officially selected as well as opening statements. This afternoon, we got the two witnesses. The first witness was Officer Flores. He was the responding officer during that hotel incident that we all seen the viral video of where Diddy had assaulted Cassie. Now, one thing, the defense did a great job with poking holes through Flores's story when it comes to the bribery as well as what happened during that hotel stay, because there were things that Flores had mentioned during the case that he did not put in his incident report all those years ago, that the defense was able to kind of pick up on those discrepancies and kind of hit the ground running. So it's going to be interesting to see how the prosecution kind of bounces back from that. Now, with that being said, the can of worms is opened with the second witness, Daniel Phillips, who was basically an escort. He claims that Diddy and Cassie basically paid him to have sex with Cassie while Diddy watched. One thing for sure, he did mention that Cassie did tell him that Diddy was not gay and that he would not be participating physically, that he would only be watching. So that's an interesting thing that she did say that. With that being said, he basically says that he was paid anywhere from 700 to thousands of dollars for these sexual encounters. And he also says that Diddy, controlled things as far as like how much baby oil would be used, when and where and how he would ejaculate in or on Cassie. Just things like that. Even threesomes, he mentioned that, there was times when other escorts would be in the room or escorts would be there before he got there. So, it's kind of interesting to kind of see the sexual libido that these people had. But he did also mention something that was very interesting. He said that he enjoyed having sex with Cassie up until the moment that he overheard an alleged altercation between Cassie and Diddy behind closed doors. After that, he said he started to suffer from erectile dysfunction and he was basically not able to get it up anymore. And that's kind of where their story kind of ended because he could no longer perform. Anyways, cross-examinations begins again tomorrow with the defense. So we'll probably hear more behind backstory on that story. So until then, keep it locked in with Hip Hollywood. And when more information become available, you know where we get it first.
All right. So that was day one. All right. So imagine her having to continuously go through testimony. So that was day one, which was yesterday. Today is day two of Cassie on the stand. So let's get into the day two part.
Manhattan for day two of the United States versus Sean Combs. As you probably have heard, Cassie Ventura has taken the stage. Very, very pregnant,
yes,
right?
She's ready to pop.
Yeah, she's probably weeks away from giving birth. She on a brown dress. Form fitting. She rubbed her belly a few times, had a tissue, but she wasn't very emotional.
No.
But I think she talked very slowly, very clearly. And really what they wanted to do was have her paint a picture. So we're going to kind of walk you through some of the things that she talked about. Right off the top, she just describes, she met Sean when she was very, very young. She was still modeling at the time. And she signed a 10-album deal to Bad Boy, but only released one album. She also said she was 19 years old at the time. She went on to say that there.
Can y'all hear? Please put a 1 if you guys can hear. Please put a 1 if everybody can hear. Can y'all hear? Please put a 1. Can y'all hear? Okay, 1. I see the ones. Okay, great. Great. So this is day two, as I was telling you guys. This is day two where they're describing what's going on. Okay, let's go.
Relationship though was just platonic at that time. There was nothing sexual or anything going on until her 21st birthday when they went to someone's playing her song.
Yeah, that's the ironic part.
Her 21st birthday, she said they went to Las Vegas for the VMAs. The jury got to see a photo of them at that time. It was her, Diddy, and her best friend.
Yes, Carrie Morgan.
Her best friend, Carrie Morgan. They were on a couch. She says during that trip, he kissed her in the bathroom. That was the first time anything happened that was sexual. She was confused.
He was trying her out to see how far he could go with her, knowing what he was trying to do to her. Sick bastard.
Because she was in a relationship at the time.
Yes.
And also said he was in a relationship at the time. So she was really kind of confused at the interaction.
And I will say too, she did say that she ran away, crying. So it was something that was very emotional for her to actually have to go through, because she said that she was super young. She didn't understand the go-arounds when it came.
Mind you, she was dating Ryan Leslie when this situation occurred. So she already had a boyfriend. Diddy knew that because Ryan Leslie was sitting at the table with her and introduced himself as Cassie's boyfriend when she was brought to Bad Boy to get a deal with Bad Boy. So Diddy already knew she had a boyfriend. He didn't care. He was convinced that he was going to take Cassie from Ryan Leslie and then winded up pretending to be her boyfriend, but he was only grooming her to traffic her. So she was already happy in a situation. She could have signed off with Ryan Leslie and did music with him because look him up. Y'all know Ryan Leslie, he made great music. But she wanted a huge deal. Back then, y'all know Bad Boy Records was like it. Everybody wanted to be on Bad Boy, honey. Not knowing how much of a slime ball Diddy was. But Diddy, he sought out Cassie. He wanted her. He tricked her into going to Florida. He flew her in, talking about some type of business thing, dealing with Bad Boy, only to get her alone away from Ryan Leslie. And then he made his move on her and locked her in this damn contract for a 10-year. I've never heard of a deal like that. I've never heard of a 10-year album deal. I've never heard of no shit like that. So she signed this deal, not knowing, going into it prematurely, and he knew what he was doing. He locked her in because he knew she couldn't go anywhere. She would forever owe him for 10 years. So he worked the shit out of her through trafficking, allegedly. Now, these men from these escorts were saying they were paid anywhere from $700 to thousands of dollars from the work she put in. All he did was stood back and watched and pleasured himself. She put the work in. She went through the humiliation. She went through the golden showers. She went through all the egregious things that she never wanted to go through at the hands of Diddy and at the command of Diddy. This is some sick shit.
Came to just dealing with executives inside the industry as well too.
So they really just spent a lot of time just having her paint the scene, where she lived, what she did on a day-to-day basis. Here's what's interesting though. She says that the freak off started a year into their relationship. He introduced the term freak off to her. He told her it was some sort of voyeurism, that he liked to watch her having sex with men. He also taught her how to perform oral sex. She said she had never done that before. And she said that basically from the first year of their relationship, the freak offs began.
And that's when she also mentions that it was in I think she was 21 when they first had their first sexual encounter in Miami on a boat, and that's when she was also introduced to drugs. She did say,
now, did y'all catch that? 21. She was 21 years old when the first encounter happened on a boat. So that means there ain't nowhere to run. You can't run and scream and cry and call nobody for help. That's how a lot of these people did. Epstein did the same thing. Would get these girls on these boats, take them out to his island, which was the island you couldn't get off or on the island except by helicopter or boat. So they would take these girls out on these boats. And I showed you guys a video where when these girls get on these boats, they call it the party boat. They're going to go party on these yachts. Diddy and his entourage takes these girls' phones. So if they're in a situation to where they are maybe scared or maybe propositioned into doing something they don't want to do, they can't call for help. And who are you going to call? You're on a yacht. You're in the middle of the freaking ocean somewhere on his boat with grown-ass men that are trying to do things that you don't want to do. So they immediately take your phone upon you getting on this yacht. Who was she going to call? At 21, I'm pretty sure she was scared. This is crazy.
Say that it was for the first time that Diddy introduced her to ecstasy. I think it was called the blue dolphin pills, what they called it. And so, she said she felt this very euphoric feeling. All of her senses were kind of just out of whack. And then, one thing led to another and they ended up having sex.
So just to reiterate, the prosecution is asking her all the questions. So the defense on cross will probably be having her go back over some of the things she said. But right now, this is just the prosecution allowing her to kind of just talk through their relationship. She does say that she turned in laptops and broken phones to the government and at the end of 2023, and some of the evidence in the photos that we're seeing came from those devices. She also said, which I thought was really interesting, that at one point the freak-offs lasted almost 4 days. She said anywhere between 36 to 72 hours was the norm, but she said, quote, at one point the freak-offs became like a job. She wasn't really doing much of recording music, and when she wasn't doing freak-offs with him, she was recuperating. She said she would be dehydrated, recovering from the days of getting no sleep or and days drugs, of being on drugs. As Deborah said, she also said that he introduced her to drugs before she met him. She had just done marijuana, drank a little alcohol, but she said she did started doing drugs and was introduced to drugs as a result of her relationship with Sean. And ecstasy was a drug that they were doing in the early times of the relationship. I'm sure that they'll get more into it. She also talks about the physical abuse, him hitting her in the head, slamming her in the head. She said, so she does talk a lot about the fact that he was pretty abusive. The prosecution is setting the scene to kind of show that he had ultimate control. She says that. She says that he controlled everything from the way she dressed to the job she took to the things that she did. She also talked about how he lived very closely to her. At one point, would take a golf cart, come to her home on
call her profusely if she never answered.
Would have security guards come and find her. So a lot of the things that she had already had in the deposition, she's now talking about on the stand. So we're expected after lunch for her to take the stand again and testify some more. And we will return and let you know what she says at that point. All right, reporting here in New York, Manhattan.
Shout out to Hip Hop Hollywood, y'all, or Hip Hollywood. This is so, Diddy. How do you do a woman that way? My God, he is sick. We hope he gets put under the freaking jail. What y'all think about that? Let me get back to my main screen right quick, because I know a lot of women are in here. You guys are hearing all of this. What are you guys feeling about this? It's very sick for him to have his children, his girls, sitting in there. His mom too shouldn't be sitting in there. But then again, her ass is just as guilty, allegedly, because from the shit that I read up and seen videos of saying that the mom actually introduced Diddy into being like this, because she would have girls coming up to Bad Boy or wherever, allegedly, saying that they were there to do like model work, and they would be there doing some stuff that they didn't want to do. So it sounded like it came from the mama. It sounded like it came from the mama. Y'all can put in there what you guys think about day 1 and day 2 of Cassie's testimony in this case. I think that's going to be the nail in his damn coffin. She's going to be the one to put him away, because she's proving that her relationship with him was not a platonic relationship. It was not a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. He groomed her at a very young age, and he also was trafficking her. They were all over the place. They went from New York. They went to, she told it, they were on boats. They were going different places in and out of the country, and he was making her do FOs in and out of the country. So that's trafficking. Same shit R. Kelly was doing. So, oh my God. So let's continue. Did I get all of that? Let's see. Okay, so let's continue. So now let's get into this Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives, because now she is claiming that Evelyn Lozada don't like black women. So she's trying to make Evelyn look bad for calling her out for being with this sorry ass man that she's with. All right. And then I'm going to show you guys a video where they're talking about Jennifer's husband's baby mama. She's saying that she is pretty much like on government assistance and stuff. Like she can't hardly take care of her kids. But then Jennifer is online bragging about having a 30-carat ring. So he's spending 30 carats on Jennifer, and his own kids don't have the means that they need. The baby mama speaking out. Let's get into what Jennifer had to say.
Even she is trying to go in on a black woman. And that's just real.
Yeah,
to bring a black woman down. You're trying to bring a black man down. Like, cut it out. It might be Evelyn really has something against black women. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there, because I feel like every season she is trying to go in on a black woman. And that's just real.
Yeah,
to bring a black woman down. You're trying to bring a black man down. Like, cut it.
No, ma'am. She ain't trying to bring no black woman down. Really, I really want Evelyn to mind her business, because like I said, Evelyn has not had the great track record when it comes to her dating men as well. Like she done dick hopped a few times, so she can't really tell nobody nothing, because like I said, she Carl Crawford, and we can keep going down the line. Chad Ochocinco, where you had a whole DV situation with him, girl, and was in court. The man then hit you in the head and all kind of stuff. We had to get stitches in your forehead. Like, girl, you had a lot going on. So every relationship you've been in, Evelyn, it has not been good. Jennifer, you either. So you being mad because somebody's telling you right. I don't know if you just always have to learn the hard way when it comes to your choices, Jennifer. But Jennifer seemed to be very disconnected from reality. So let's get into, because I was watching this video. Shout out to attorney Simone Redwine. We're just going to play just a little bit of Christian Gold's baby mama speaking to Simone Redwine about how Christian Gold, which is her baby daddy, ain't taking care of his responsibilities with his kids, but he and Jennifer are on social media bragging about how much money they spend on each other and on vacations and things that they like, labels and stuff like that, Gucci bags, Louis Vuittons and all that, but your kids don't have what they need. Let's get into it.
All right, Anonymous. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Simone. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to check some of these comments that came on in.
Red wine.
Rachi said, Simone, stay on his neck. Keep fighting for the victims. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because remember, guys, tomorrow is the big hearing. And I want to give a shout out to Make It Make Sense, who is one of the moderators in this chat, but also from his comments, I was able to see that I had not apparently hit that go live button. So again, apologies, but we're going to jump into this. And the first thing I'm going to ask you to explain is, from your perspective, why did you decide to do the interview today and to do so without showing your face?
So for one, it's always been about protecting my kids. They're very young, and already there's been things that I haven't had control over because their father has, been on national TV. There's been things that have been said mentions of my children. So I've been really trying to protect them. And then also this whole process, even with all that I had experienced in the relationship, was very, hard for me mentally, emotionally. So trying to protect my mental health. And then the reason that I decided it was time to move forward was because actually, just to give a little bit more details, the victims had reached out to me personally, and we had a conversation, and hearing the stories, and then also seeing what was happening, I felt like if there was any way that I could come out and share my truth and help, then I wanted to serve and do that. So.
All right. And
Yeah.
I'm going to note, you see at the bottom of my side is the hashtag Hattie's Brown Girls. Hattie's Brown Girls is a nonprofit that was created to help women who are suffering domestic violence and abuse at the hands of their partner. And so if you want to support Anonymous, which is Christian, the mother of Christian's younger children, if you want to support her anyway, you are welcome to support via that Cash App, or I'm also going to update the description and put a link in there too, because as you're going to hear, part of her struggle is moving on because of the fact.
Around that time, I want to say it was about 2020, and he already had people that I knew that were close to him that were in the company. So he joined, and just by association, we had connected and got to know each other more.
In your ages, well, we know Jennifer is about 20 years older than he is. What's your age in relation to Christian's?
So I'm 35. There's a 5-year difference between us.
Okay, gotcha. So closer in age. Now, you met in the MLM. And one of the things that we talked about kind of beforehand when I was listening to your story and verifying, everything beforehand, was that there's certain themes that seem to be running through here, which is like a lot of times narcissists, they like to pick the super successful women. Within this organization, weren't you one of the top sellers, breaking records?
I was, yes. I was very successful with the company. I had made multiple 6 figures with the company at a young age. I consider, in my 20s, and I continued to grow and have a lot of success. I had a really big team. So I did very well for myself there.
We're going to skip it ahead.
Of course. So I've always been a community advocate, and I've always been big on pouring into people and giving to the community. And so we lived, our apartments were super close to each other. So we got together and decided that we were just going to give money to the homeless. And he knew that I was big on things like that. So he came around with me and was giving to the homeless. Also because he knew that I love to travel, and he would always say, okay, let's travel together. Let's do this. But it was always about, spending money and really showing off and doing certain things that we couldn't really afford, but it was about, creating an image.
Now, when you first started dating, was he financially successful as you were in the company, doing 6 figures and the like?
No, he wasn't.
Okay. What made you still interested in him? And I guess comparatively speaking, what was he earning versus, what you were bringing in?
So based off of his title in the company,
let's move forward.
A temporary moment, feeling like, okay, this person is showering you with, gifts and giving you things and making you feel loved and accepted. And for all of those people that are listening, if you're someone that has grown up with abandonment issues and different things like that, when you have someone coming into your life that you believe truly cares about you based off of what they're showing you and learning everything about you and finding things that are relative, you start to believe like, oh, wow.
So she's talking about Christian would shower her with gifts. He noticed that she had some abandonment issues. So she played on that with this particular girl, which is his baby mama. And he would shower her with gifts, which is something he knew that she liked, in order to gain access to her and maybe a little bit of control over her as well. Okay.
Person cares.
Same shit he doing to Jennifer.
About me, and for me as a woman who is a nurturer, I'm like, okay, once a person shows me that, I just want to give them more. I want to do more. And
let's skip ahead.
From your company, and you were just as cute and pregnant, I think, with your first child. And it was the awards ceremony. He looked like he was there, and he was just really like supporting and encouraging you. So is that like an example of the kind of support and things that he was providing in the beginning that really swept you off your feet?
Yes. And being in a business where, you know, you're a mentor and a leader, you also want to know that the person that you're with, you know, that you're with, that's there by your side.
She's very long-winded, right?
Is also.
All right, let me skip ahead.
And things will make her.
Yeah.
And then it was while you were pregnant, you discover he is cheating. I mean, that was fast. What a way to.
So while she was pregnant with his child, he was out cheating with someone else. This is Jennifer Williams' husband.
Lock it in. Because let me say this. So, you know, we grew up, like my grandmother's generation was a generation, somebody gets you pregnant, they got to marry. And then our mom's generation, you know, some of our moms are married, some of them are not, whatever. What?
Oh, he had met on Instagram with someone he met on Instagram. Yeah.
Okay. And then what happens next with y'all's relationship? You then decide, all right, we're going to work through this and move in together.
Well, not that fast. So there were months in between when we weren't dealing with each other. We actually, his birthday is in June, and it wasn't until after June that we moved in together.
Oh, okay. Okay. So just to clarify the timeline, y'all, it was 3 months of dating. She discovers she's pregnant, and about 6 months of dating, meaning 3 more months later, that you guys decide to work it out and try to move in together.
So 3 months in, 3 months in, he already done cheated on you with somebody he met on Instagram. And then 3 months after that, you going to move in with him and continue the relationship. Yeah. No.
Right.
Right.
That's correct.
And so living together, is this the same building that he meets Jennifer in?
No, that came later.
Okay. All right. I'm going to let you keep going. So you guys are dating. How's the relationship going once you guys do move in together?
So it changes completely from what it was before, where I said it was, you know, us traveling and having fun together. Once I got pregnant, everything shifted. It was a lot of just moments where he would just not even speak to me. He would go quiet, and he would go out and stay out till 3-4 o'clock in the mornings. I was home even by myself with the baby. If he was there, it wasn't a lot of support. He every now and then might get up and do something, but it was more so just him on his phone and engaged in, you know, conversations with friends and going out partying with friends.
Okay. Did y'all ever try therapy?
I tried to get us to go to therapy several times, and he would not go.
So he didn't care about you.
Okay. And was he active in that child's life, to your knowledge?
Based off of what was said to me, allegedly, when he finally got back in contact, and just out of respect for the mother, because I know I don't want to say too much about that, but I will say that based off of my role that I played in it, I was always encouraging that relationship. I was always saying that.
So it sounds like Christian is just out here getting girls pregnant, knocking girls up, and not taking on the responsibility of his kids. Now he met and knocked up some other girl while he was with this girl that we're listening to right now. He wasn't taking care of that child, and the baby mama that he has now was trying to encourage him to have a relationship and build a relationship with the child that he went out and made on her. And he just wasn't down for it. He was still out partying and doing what he wanted to do. This is the person that Jennifer is married to, but she don't want to hear anybody telling her that the nigga she's married to is trash. Now we're not going to listen to this entire interview. If you guys want to hear it in its entirety, y'all can go over to Simone Redwine's page over there, because it's over there. Where it says the Christian Gold baby mama tells all, and said that Jennifer Williams stepkids is on food stamps. So this woman who's speaking right now, who wants to go by the name of Anonymous because she doesn't want her kids to be, you know, exposed. She's talking about how she's over there on food stamps and barely getting by while she's watching Jennifer and Christian Gold on national television on Basketball Wives, because he acting like he's a star now. running around, Jennifer bragging about having 30-carat ring and all the money he's talking about making with his business. He ain't paying no child support or helping with his kids. This is the person that Jennifer is wanting to marry and have a family with. So if he ain't taking care of the kids he already got, why she think that he gonna take care of the ones that he's possibly gonna have with her? I don't know why women think that. If he's trash over here, girl, he's probably gonna be trash over here too. I wouldn't take a chance on it. But go off Jennifer. I don't know. I don't know why Jennifer like these trash ass individuals, but y'all can go over and listen at your own time. Okay. I have one more thing that I wanted to pull up because they keep releasing testimonies with Cassie. So let me get this last one in and then we're gonna get out of here because I'm trying to keep up with it. Let's see. Let's get it. We're gonna read this last one, then I'm gonna get off because I keep getting alerts, child. I'm trying to keep y'all alerted. All right, hold up. Yeah, that's it. All right. So we're going to run through. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, let's get on that one. This is something else because they're still having a trial, honey. So we're going to get into what Cassie is testifying to. All right. So Cassie details different freak off experiences. Let me put my banner back up, honey. So nobody don't be triggered, child. All right, let's get into this one. All right, so it says the Cassie details different freak off experiences, denies wanting to be golden showered on, and more while on the stand. All right, so it's some more things that sound like it's come out. Shout out to the Shade Room. It says that Cassie testified that she made money through hosting parties, not her music, but only with Diddy's approval. It goes on to say that Diddy allegedly criticized her appearance, saying that she looked too Mexican with a particular hairstyle. Says that he preferred her nails white, French tips. Oh my God, that's the same thing that his mother, he prefers her nails to be white as well as Carisha. Y'all remember that, honey? Young Miami, she could only wear white nails as well. When he dated Lori Harvey, we saw Lori Harvey with the white nails as well. So Diddy seems to control his women and how they look and how they groom themselves. Like, you ain't about to tell me what color nail polish I'm going to wear. I'm grown. So as y'all can see, he preferred her nails white, French tips. Her hairstyles varied, and she mentioned shaving her head in 2009. Y'all remember that as well. And I said that he made her shave her head because he probably wanted her to look more masculine so that he could maybe use her to fulfill his weird, twisted desires. Okay, because I feel like he always wanted to be with a man. So having her shave her head, it kind of made him, when he looked at her, maybe it made him feel like she appeared to be more masculine. Okay, so it goes on to say that she testified that Diddy told her to work out and prepare for freak offs. So she had to go in the gym and keep her body up so that she could do these freak offs for Diddy. Said that when asked, how did you feel about his comments, she replied, it varied. All right, so Cassie recalls an incident in which Combs left her doing a freak off at the Los Angeles home, or at his Los Angeles home, to confront rival record executive Suge Knight at Mel's Drive-In in a popular diner nearby. Okay, I remember that because she talked about how he made her carry the pow pow in her purse, and she was afraid. Said that Combs sprang into action after his bodyguard came in and told him of Knight's whereabouts, where she explained. Said that Combs and the bodyguard, dressed in black clothes, grabbed a pow pow from a safe and loaded into an SUV, according to Cassie. She says, I was crying and I was screaming like, please don't do anything stupid, Cassie testified. She said that I was really nervous for them. I didn't know what they were going to do. She said that it's like I wasn't even there. It goes on to say that Cassie says that Diddy later returned, but she didn't say if he told her what happened. It's unclear if he ended up seeing Knight at the diner. So that's when Suge Knight and Diddy were beefing, okay? Says that Combs sprang into action after his bodyguard came in and told him, oh, we already saw that. Why did they do that again? Okay, why did they do that again? Not sure why they repeated that. Okay, says that Cassie testified that Diddy paid for the things like cars and gave her cash, but would take them away based on his mood. Said that when asked what else he would take away, she answered, my self-confidence. She says that staff would also take things away from her as well. She also testified that her laptop and phone were taken by security whenever she was being punished and would be kept as long as the punishment lasted, that she was in daily contact with Diddy's staff. So they also looked over her, and they pretty much made her adhere to any punishments that Diddy put on her. So a grown-ass woman is having her laptop and things that she her belongings taken away from her because he put her on punishment for whatever reason, like a child. Says that she identified people in photos as Christina Coram. Now we know who that is. KK, that's the woman who they're saying is like the Ghislaine Maxwell in Diddy's Enterprise. Okay, white lady with the dark hair. It goes on to say that Miss Fletcher and D-Rock, who was part of Diddy's security team. All right, so KK is mentioned rather in a lot of lawsuits against Diddy and the sexual lawsuits that's against him. Okay, she's mentioned as the like madam, so to speak, the person who makes sure that everything or the freak offs run how Diddy want them to run. All right. Cassie testified that her first freak off occurred in Combs' Los Angeles home at the age of 22 around 2008. She says a male Las Vegas stripper came to the house just months after Combs told her about his interest in voyeurism. Says Cassie said that the freak-offs were a very choreographed experience with lots of baby oil. The substance would be heated up, a closed bottle placed in a sink filled with hot water. She said that and applied liberally because Combs wanted her glistening constantly, according to her. Says that she testified that Diddy would call her out when she looked dry and ordered her to reapply, sometimes requiring a new coat of baby oil every 5 minutes or so. It goes on to say that on one occasion that she says a blow-up pool of baby oil and lubricant was placed in a hotel room, and she was told to get inside in her outfit and shoes. Said that she also said that close to 10 large-sized bottles of baby oil would be used during a freak-off. Damn. Says that it was such a mess, according to Cassie. She says that I was like, what are we doing? Okay. Says goes on to say that an email exchange was shown in court. Says that in the email, Cassie referred to Diddy as Pop Pop. She testified that Diddy asked her what she called her grandfather, and while she went along with it at the time, she now views it as disrespectful. Okay, he knew exactly what he was doing. Says that another message was introduced where Cassie wrote to Diddy that she really needed to. I think we read that already. The prosecution asked what she believed the message meant. I'm just reading ahead to make sure that we already read this already. Okay, now this one says that Cassie testified that she responded to escort ads on Craigslist and Backpage while in New York. Says that when asked if she ever contact escorts on her own, she said no. How would she need to be doing that? Now in court, when asked by the prosecutor if she wanted to be golden showered on, Cassie firmly replied no, calling it experience disgusting, and saying that she well, we already talked about that she during too much in her mouth area. Says that no one could think that I wanted it. So we read that already. So let's see. Okay, so we saw that one. All right, so Cassie says that she took ecstasy and alcohol beforehand and wore a masquerade mask as part of a disguise as instructed by Diddy. Says that each session lasted until the escort finished, and she recalled at least 2 such encounters with the first escort. It says that Cassie testified that she couldn't recall all of the freak-offs because there were too many. Said that she wanted to stop, describing the experiences as humiliating and emotionally overwhelming, breaking down in tears on the stand. Okay. She also said that although she told Combs that she didn't want to continue, she approached the topic gently out of fear. She didn't want him to simply replace her or someone else or become angry. That's a lot. So that's the next part that was just released from the testimony of Cassie on the stand, y'all. This is so sad. I hate this. I can't imagine what she was going through, being afraid to, every time that I'm hearing that she ran away quite a few times. A lot of people saying, why she didn't leave? Why she did. She did leave quite a few times. If you guys have followed this, she left Diddy quite a few times, and he would have his bodyguards go and find her. She ran away like to the desert to her mom, I read, and Diddy had his security guards and his staff go and find her, and even threaten her that if she didn't come back, saying that you still owe me money, you're under this 10-year recording contract, you still owe me, I'll sue you, I'll do this, I'll pull your music, whatever. See, he said anything that he wanted to in order to make her come back and threaten her. And then when she would come back, he would still make her do the FOs and even punish her. So she would be punished, and he would put hands on her, and she had to be in hotels to recover for days. Okay, like black eyes, busted lips, you name it. So yeah, that's sad. That's sad. All right, but that's it for this particular live. I hope you guys enjoyed. As I get more updates on this case and the testimonies, I will try to keep you guys updated. I know it's a lot. I know some of you guys are cringing like, oh my God, yes, it's an oh my God moment, because who in their right mind would want to have to go through that? My God. So there's no telling what she was damn dealing with. But yes, said Cassie, let me look at some comments right quick. Says that this ish makes me sick to my stomach. Me too. Says that Cassie was his ex-slave and she wanted out. She did. She left a few times and he made her come back. And he played her against the other women that he was also seeing. Okay. Miss Valeria Rainey says that I feel for Cassie, however, says that why didn't she leave and tell her family? She did leave quite a few times. She did. The feds did collect a lot of baby oils from Diddy's home. Said he probably had stock in Johnson & Johnson baby oil. He probably did. He had a lot. But she did leave quite a few times, okay? She did leave. As you guys could see in the video that CNN released, she was trying to leave then. She tried to leave then, and you saw how aggressive he was. I get so tired of people, and I'm not, this is nothing against you, Miss Valeria Rayleigh. A lot of women say, well, why didn't she just leave? She could have just left. It's not that easy. When you with somebody that's controlling like that, Cassie was a moneymaker for Diddy. You got to think about this. This trafficking ring allegedly was Diddy's business. So he was using Cassie, and as you guys could hear, a lot of money was being made from what she was doing in this trafficking business. So if she would have left, he would have seen that as money going out the door. Did y'all see how he ran up behind her when she was running towards the elevator, trying to like frantically pressing the button, trying to get out of there? She ran out of the room with no shoes at the hotel. She was trying to leave. She was afraid for her life. He was very aggressive. Y'all saw how he grabbed her. You saw how he punished her when she tried to leave. So it's not that easy to leave when you're with somebody who's abusive like that. And she knew what he would do to her because we saw it in the video. So imagine that happening. This is what we saw on the CNN video. So imagine what happened to her that we didn't see that he did to her. That's how you got to picture this. Imagine the things that happened to her in terms of him punishing her, in terms of what we did not see, okay, or that we've never seen or even heard of. It's some things I'm pretty sure she's never even talked about that she endured with Diddy. So please go back and reference the video from CNN, what they released when Diddy came around that damn corner with that towel on and he grabbed her when she was trying to leave. He was keeping her against her will. Okay, so it's easy to say, why you just don't leave? And hey, we ain't even got to talk about Diddy. Ask a lot of women who are in abusive situations why they don't leave when you're with someone that's an abuser. It can be psychological. You get to the door and you want to touch the doorknob, but you're so scared in terms of not knowing if that person is going to come up behind you and do something or maybe end your life. You have crazy people like that. So let's be very, very sensitive to the situation as it relates to this situation with Cassie, because this had to be a lot. And a lot of people say, oh, she enjoyed it. She lived the lifestyle. She had the We're not even looking at it that way. I'm not looking at it as that way. I'm looking at the fact that she was a young girl who was introduced to this lifestyle that Diddy was living with, yachts and money and cars, Rolls Royces and parties with some of the best celebrities out there. I think she wanted that life, but I think that she did not want the other life. And even when she tried to leave and she got tired of it, she couldn't leave. So it's a catch-22. It's a catch-22. This girl has seen a lot. It says, I think Michael B. Jordan was a fake relationship for them both because black women was complaining about Michael's relationship with clear women. Says it right that Lori and Michael were that. Yeah, she did date him. She did date him. Said that the shaved head came from a lady Diddy saw. And yeah, but I feel like he wanted her to do that because he maybe saw Cassie or had some type of fetish that Diddy had. I feel like it had a lot to do with the fetish. Now, yeah, we did see, I remember they were saying that some white lady was going up an escalator at some party or something, and Diddy saw her, and she had one side of her head shaved, and he told Cassie, I want you to shave your head and do that to your hair tomorrow. And she was just looking like, what? So she didn't have a choice. He controlled how she wore her hair, what nail color she wore, what clothes she wears. She had no control over herself. Okay. No control whatsoever. Somebody says that I remember in Ohio that these 3 teens were lured as sexually assaulted many times, gave birth, no maternity care, and they were told deliver the baby or said that she was always looking for a way out till the end and did right. A lot of people don't understand her now husband is who saved her life. So shout out to him, honey. Shout out to Alex Fine. That's her husband. Alex Fine saved her life. That was her trainer. Okay. He was hired by Diddy to be her trainer, and he came in there and he and Cassie struck up a relationship, and they hid it until he was able to get her away from Diddy. So he really saved her life and gave her a more normal life. Okay. And she's happy now. Obviously they're married. They have 2 children and 1 on the way. So yeah. Vendoria Greer says that please Rail says that why does everyone believe every word out of Cassie's mouth? Says that the media sensationalizes information because they know people flock to mess. Says that I'm not saying that Diddy is innocent, but Cassie is complicit and should be locked up with him, and they certainly should take back any settlement. Said that she should not be given immunity for her testimony. Well, I respect every comment. You feel that way, I would have to say I disagree, but it's okay. That's what I like about you guys coming in here. I allow you guys to speak freely about how you feel. We're not going to always agree on every single comment or every single thing that's being said, and that's okay, because you guys do have freedom of speech over here, and I want you guys to definitely have that when you come here. You may not agree with what I'm saying, and it's okay. We agree to disagree over here. All right. Aries Love says absolutely 100. Caramel said he's a sicko and need to be jailed. Yeah. All right. Miss Rayleigh again says that I understand DV abused women and why they can't leave. Yep. Miss Vendoria Greer says that please Rail says that why does everyone believe we just read that. I'm sorry. Let's continue. Thank you, Mars, for the trigger warnings. Okay. Thank you. Let's go up just a little bit more. Okay, I see y'all talking about Jennifer. Let's see. Lies More Lies says that Jennifer has to learn on her own. Says that Evelyn should just be there when she takes all her money. Oh, he gonna definitely do that. She's so stupid. She done added that man on her bank account, baby. He about to go through her coins. Jennifer is stupid as hell. Ain't no damn way I'd have added that nigga to my accounts. When you see he's already paying restitution back for fraud, girl, how do you sleep at night? That peen must be good, honey, because Jennifer is stupid over there. All right, so ABJ says that this is the first time something like this said it's possible to go on in everywhere. Says it, but some be looking for a way out of. This is so sad. Yeah, it is sad. Somebody said Jennifer is playing stupid. And is okay. I don't like calling people stupid, but maybe you stupid. The one says that so many men are into this ish. There was lots of people down for it. A lot of people probably gonna have to get immunity for their testimonies, or their ass is gonna be locked up too. Generational curse being passed down, demonic, nasty. Yes, evil. Absolutely. Nothing about that's normal. Darlene Mungum says that it's sad that Cassie endures such pain. Yeah. Imagine having your cycle on and being made to do something. I don't even want to think about nothing like that when my cycle is on. Like, that's just nasty as hell. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine someone making me do something sexually explicit while my cycle is on. I would literally throw up everywhere because that is just gross. I'm constantly getting in the shower because I just feel, I don't know, y'all. I told y'all I'm a germaphobe. So Alicia Murray says that was just amazing to me. He said, yeah, he's a sick person. Yeah, very sick. Said I'm going to always talk to my daughter to let her know that you're always a beautiful girl. Yes, honey. Talk to your daughters and fathers. It's essential. We keep talking about it over here on my channel. It's essential for fathers to be in their daughters' lives because you guys are the first loves of your daughters. You are the first person or the first man that a daughter should love or learn to love. Okay. And if you don't teach her what proper treatment of a woman is, then they're going to go out and just be picking any and every one and be looking for love in all the wrong places. Okay. And not saying that Cassie wasn't raised in that way. She just got caught up in an effed up situation with someone who was very manipulative. 17 years. Diddy was 17 years older than her. So where she was trying to go, he already been. He knew that he could talk to her any type of way and offer her things that she's never had before, like nice cars, Rolls Royces, a nice penthouse apartment, all of those things that she probably never would have been able to buy for herself. So he used things as a means to lure her and then groom her and then control her. And you got a lot of men out there that's like that. So women, talk to your daughters, let them know that they are loved and teach them how to value themselves as women. And men, be in your daughters' lives and teach them that the right way that a woman should be loved is the way that you love your child, and love them properly so that when they do meet a man and they treat them like shit, they be like, because my daddy taught me better than this. Okay. Ain't nowhere in here. I'm trying to tell you. That's how I am. I don't put up with the raising of the voice. You're not gonna slap me around and give me gifts and I stay. Hell no. You have to have some boundaries. All right, but that's it for this video, guys. We ain't gonna keep y'all long. Thank y'all so much for joining. We will be back for our last and final video later on, unless something like crazy happens and I got to do a quick pop in, like a breaking news type thing, because I'm trying to stay on top of everything going on. You guys know Melody Cherie was sued by blogger Anthony Lofty's. And if there's any more developments, is that related to that, rather, I'll pop in and talk about that as well. As you guys know, several other bloggers were mentioned in that, myself being one of them. Are we worried about that? No, but we will keep you guys updated on what's going on with that as well. Okay, so you guys, please enjoy your Tuesday. I will be popping back in on you guys momentarily. Thank you, Bill Wilson, KBR, Tyra, Scorpion Miss. Thank you, Rose Ormstead, and True TV Podcast. Also, thank you so much to all of my content creators as well, and all of my care millions. All right, you guys enjoy your Tuesday, and I'll see you guys later. Let's go.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your